in the field, on the field, everything we do, we dominate. That means kill a fly with a sledgehammer. But it's not about the fly you just did. It's about the other flies that's watching.
Go Dogs, and welcome to another edition of Inside South Carolina State Athletics with Bulldog head coach Chennis. On Saturday night, the Bulldogs and Chennis gets his first win in Orangeburg in the home opener against North Carolina A&T 45-25. Coach, congratulations on the first of many wins, hopefully, in Orangeburg. You made a lot of us old Bulldogs when we play North Carolina A&T feel good on Saturday night.
You know, all victories are sweet, but that one was a little bit sweeter. You know, it was sweet. Obviously I used to work at A&T before, so, I have some old friends and former players that I coached there, but that was a sweet victory. And I'm super excited for the whole entire Bulldog Nation. They came out in droves. Started with our Bulldog Walk. I mean, if you missed it, you probably don't want to miss it anymore, but it was a special moment. And then to see all the garnet and blue in our stands, the support through it all, and it just brings pleasure to my heart that we was able to bring a victory back and to make sure that the Bulldog faithful can be happy. But it was a good win. We secured the win with a 45-25 victory, so super, super grateful.
Okay, so this is a minute detail, Coach. I hadn't thought about this before, but I do want to bring it up. A lot of us old Bulldogs and old guys, when they came out in that navy blue, man, did that bring back some memories. What a decision to come back. We haven't seen that in years. Boy, that blue looked good on Saturday night.
So because you're a nice man, I don't want you to use the word old.
Okay, all right.
Bulldog. It's more seasoned Bulldog.
There you go.
That's better. Because I'm getting to that seasoned age myself.
Come on.
But ultimately, man, the blue, when I first took the job here, I heard a lot of Bulldog faithful talking about that blue. We were able to bring it back, and it was special. And the guys were super excited about it. And, as long as they are juiced up, they're ready to go. Whatever it takes for them to make sure that they're happy, ready to go, we want to make sure we keep them happy. But I tell you what, it was good to see that blue. We look good out there, man. If you look good, you feel good, you play good.
There you go. North Carolina A&T turned it over on the first possession, and that set the tone. The defense really set the tone for the football game.
Yeah, our defense played well. They played well throughout, man. I tell you what, I was very, very proud. We did a good job stopping the run. That's what it's all about. We knew, with them starting a new quarterback this week, that they were going to try to establish the running game, but our defense did a really good job, starting with our defensive line, of really controlling the interior. So they did a good job all day of being good versus the run.
We talk about the defensive line. Your offensive line set the tone. DeAndre Duhart on the night, 90 yards carrying the football, and when you can do that, it really makes a difference.
Man, I was so proud of the offensive line. And they played really well in the running game as well as in protection. A&T was running a lot of different twists and stunts and things of that nature, and the O-line was just sitting there looking at it, passing it off. But Duhart's a special running back. He and KZ are a great weight, 1-2 punch. I tell you what, those two back there together, I tell you what, they're special. And then how the big boys up front with the experience and how they're playing and they're gelling together at the right time. It's a special day in our running game and in our protection game here at South Carolina State.
And you talk about the running game, Coach. I even saw later in the ballgame, I saw Chandler Muller got some playing time as well. A lot of guys got into the offensive line because it was a long night, and it takes a lot out of the offensive line.
Well, Chandler Muller is a guy that we feel like is one of our good guys. Because he plays behind Eric Brown, we wanted to see Chandler play. So Chandler got out there really at center and got some significant snaps. Every series he was in, we scored, but we just moved Eric Brown to guard. So to still have Eric out there, we were able to get two of our better guys out there, so we were grateful to be able to have that continuity amongst the offensive line that we can do a variety of different things.
North Carolina A&T started Justin Fomby, quarterback. Fomby had some moments in this football game, Coach, but we seemed to confuse him at times, gave us the time to get pressure on him, and that's when we were able to make the big defensive plays.
Like you say, it starts with the big guys up front. Very, very proud of our defensive line, man. They really did a good job of chopping the front, mixing some things up. Our linebackers were part of some pressure as well as our secondary. So, we wanted to give them some different looks. We knew this was going to be his first start, per se. And I think Coach O'Daffer and our defensive staff did a really good job of kind of confusing with some things that we were doing. Again, all in all, I think our defense played a really, really good day.
All right, it's time for the Prism Health injury report for the North Carolina A&T game. Prism Health, the big sponsor, South Carolina State. Coach, this was a very physical football game. How do we come on that from the standpoint of injuries and missing personnel?
Well, we had an unfortunate injury in pregame. One of our young men ended up coming down wrong in pregame, and he ended up doing some damage to his knee. We don't know the significance of it, but in the middle of the game, yes, it was physical. very, very physical, and we got out of there fairly healthy. You know, some bumps and bruises with football, playing as many snaps as we played, but all in all, I think we're a healthy football team.
All right, we're going to take a time out here on the Chennis Berry Show. When we come back, we're going to put Coach Gary Howard in the coach's spotlight in this edition of the Chennis Berry Show.
A single moment can ignite a passion. With every play, a spirit of teamwork is forged, and determination evolves into success. Life is the ultimate team sport, and a trusted teammate makes all the difference. Our team at Founders Federal Credit Union works hard every day to offer the financial tools you need, backed by unrivaled member service. Relax, you're with Founders.
No one takes care of families like Prisma Health. As South Carolina's largest health system, we have nearly 600 primary care doctors across the Midlands and upstate, so you can choose the one who's right for you. With a more personalized approach, more locations, and more convenience, including 24/7 virtual urgent care and online or in-person visits with your primary care doctor, we're doing even more to help you be your healthiest you. Prisma Health, the primary care experts.
Go Dogs, and welcome back to the Chennis Berry Show, talking Bulldog football with head coach Chennis Berry. We put Coach Gary Howard now in the spotlight. Coach, and tell us about Coach Howard. How you guys cross paths?
Well, Coach Howard is a great young coach. He does an amazing job. He and I were together. I brought him to Benedict College with me as my defensive line coach, and he did an awesome job. And granted him the opportunity about increase. It's always about increase. So we brought him here because we know that he was going to be a great, impacted resource to our defensive line. And he does a great job of leading those guys on and off the field. They respect him. He does an awesome job. He has great energy, great enthusiasm, and Gary Howard has a really, really bright future in this coaching profession.
All right, folks, let's meet our Gary Howard in the coach's spotlight on the Chennis Berry Show.
I'm Coach Gary Howard, and this is the Coach's Spotlight. Go Dogs.
What's up, Coach Howard?
What's up, baby? How you doing?
I'm all right, man. How you feel?
I'm good, man. God is good today. Great day to be a Bulldog.
How did you become a defensive line coach? Didn't you play it, and where?
I became it because I became a graduate assistant at my alma mater, the Alabama State University. Yes, I did play it when I went to Alabama State University.
How did you and Coach Berry come together?
Oh, man. So my role model and mentor, which is Coach Donald Hill-Ely, he actually brought me to Bama State, and he gave me my first opportunity to play at the Division I level. He gave me my first opportunity to become a graduate assistant, quality control, and full-time coach. So, him and Coach Berry connected a while ago when he hired Coach Berry to be an offensive coordinator at Morgan State University, and now we're here.
What were your biggest challenges with the defensive lineman that you were working with this season?
I would say our biggest challenges was just trying to get the guys to understand the new scheme. And you can't never assume that they know, so you got to teach it and reteach it and reteach it. And you got to emphasize those little things that you want to get, because you may not get it the first time. You may not get it the second time. You may not get it the third time, but you keep chopping that wood and do what you got to do, you're going to get it. So I think that's the biggest challenge that we go through here.
When you look for defensive linemen, what are you looking for?
Oh, man. Everybody wants the 6'5", the 6'6", the 6'7", the 300-pound, 900 bencher. But I just look for just guys who are good characters, first off. Good character that keep God first. And guys going to do what you ask them to do. And, of course, we're going to look for all them good attributes. Yes, we want those guys that look like all the big-time guys in the SEC, but I want guys who are dogs, who got that mindset first, who got that mindset, who speak the good language. And after they speak that good language, they got the behavior of a dog. And just, like we said earlier, just good young men and guys who also play some football, who gonna do the right thing in the classroom, because we not only just playing football, we chasing A's and B's in the classroom. Those are non-negotiable. C's are championships, plural, just like they got up here. We're gonna get a chance to add another one here pretty soon. And then at the end of the day, the ultimate goal at the end of the day is the degrees. Go Dogs.
What makes you enjoy coaching the defensive line?
Oh, man. Just seeing that all the things that you coach come to fruition, because we all know that coaching is teaching. So at the end of the day, you teaching these guys to do the things that you want to do, and when you see it on film, I mean, it's an amazing thing at the end of the day. Like we always talk about that degrees. When you see those guys get to be able to walk that stage, and it always comes around Mother's Day time, if I'm not mistaken, that's just an amazing thing, just getting these guys ready for the game of life.
Coach Howard, you got any other type of message that you need to put out there?
Yeah, man, last but not least, man, I just want to give a shout out to my guys, man. My D linemen, man, they come to work every day, and sometimes it's always tough love, but it's okay, man. I just want them guys to know that I love them. I appreciate them dearly. And to Coach Berry, I appreciate you for the chance that you've always given me, whether it was at Benedict College or here. You know, when God gave you increase, you also gave me increase, and I appreciate that every day. To Coach O'Daffo, I appreciate everything that you've done for me. I appreciate you showing me, teaching me more how to not become just a better coach, but a better man. And Coach King, Coach Styles, and I appreciate you, Coach Bletcher, as I've been able to move on and, you know, be able to work alongside with you here. Coach, it's been amazing just to listen to you, the wisdom that you got in between those 2 years, Coach. It's been amazing. I appreciate you for everything that you've done.
You've never been afraid to put in the work. The extra early, extra late, extra work. Because you understand that education is the key that unlocks everything. Better pay, better hours, better opportunities, a better you. And playing the lottery is no different. Getting educated before you play gives you the tools you need to be a better player. Like knowing when to play and when to take a rain check. Visit sceducationlottery.com/betteryou to be a better player.
Why do we travel? Why do we fly? Are we called by the excitement of untold adventures in faraway places? Driven to shape the future of our world, or to share our world with future generations? We designed Columbia Metropolitan Airport for you, and her, and them. So when the day arrives for your next journey, we'll be ready to get you there. Columbia Metropolitan Airport. Fly with ease.
Go Dogs! Welcome back. Inside South Carolina State Athletics with Bulldog head coach Chennis Berry. Saturday night halftime, coach. It's tied up at 10, and I know Chennis Berry was not a happy coach in that locker room at halftime.
Well, not at all, because I know we were better than what we had shown. And, but what is different than probably most people expected, I didn't go in there, throwing chairs around, cutting the food. I was cool, calm, and collective. Why? Because I know what kind of football team we have. And it was a lot of what I call sins in that first half. Those are self-inflicted negatives. Too many penalties. And that's something that we're going to address. The penalties killed us. A lot of our explosive plays came back because of penalties, and we have to be better with our penalties. And we're going to address it in more ways than one. And we will get that cleaned up. But, we always talk about in the halftime just coming out with the right mindset. We knew that they took the ball in the first half, so we were going to get the ball in the second half. So I told, our guys, we have to do a good job of just maximizing the moment. Don't worry about what happened in the first half. We can do nothing about it, but we got full control of how we come out here. So I was very, very positive, very, very calm, very, very cool to let the guys know we don't have to get rattled. We're the better football team, but we're going to get 30 more minutes to go out and show it. So again, we did just that, just what I asked them to do, and they came out with the right mindset, and we had a very, very good second half.
Started off with an 11-play, 90-yard drive, coach. It took almost 5 minutes off the clock, and that started to kind of set the tone that we'd settle down and wanted to really take control of this football game.
Well, at the end of the day, man, we have a really explosive offense. I mean, we really do. We have explosive players, but we got to make right decisions. We have to put them in a position to be successful, us as a coaching staff, and then we have to go out and execute. And we have some explosive guys, and we have a really good offensive line. So when you have that, those are the ingredients to success. So again, we just settled down and we do what we do, and we were able to take the ball down the field multiple times and score a touchdown.
We've seen the last couple games come in and play really well. I had a big opportunity on Saturday night, took advantage of, was DeAndre Ruffin. Came in and made some big catches, coach.
Man, I am so proud of that young man. He persevered through it all. When you talk about the true epitome of perseverance, that's DeAndre Ruffin. We knew when we signed him that he was special. He was a transfer guy. He's a special, physical, big-body receiver that can make plays, and he showed that. And I'm so proud of him, man, because through it all, he found a way to maximize his opportunity. We always talk about opportunities. Opportunities don't go away. They just go to other people, and that young man took advantage of his opportunity.
Defensively, coach, you turned up and started tightening the screws a little bit in the second half. The offense got going, and then the defense took over. You mentioned early in the program, Ashad Hall came up with 2 sacks, but that defensive line really started to put pressure on the quarterback.
Our defensive line was special, man. And like you say, Bill Hall, Asad Bill Hall. It was our defensive player of the game this week in terms of what our staff voted on. And we had several guys we could have gave it to, but that defensive line was hunting. And when they hunt, we got a chance. And I'm very, very proud of our young men. Our offensive line was our offensive player of the game, all right, for this week. And our defensive line did a really good job, but Bill Hall really, really stood out.
And you talked about 3 phases of the game all week last week, how special teams will play a role. Dyson Roberts only had a couple punts, but he punted well. But, of course, it was nice to see Kyle Gallegos get this guy going again, and he kicked the ball really, really well.
Kyle Gallegos was 6 for 6 on his extra points, and he made a 42-yard field goal. So we're very, very proud of him because he stepped up. All right, he stepped up. And, again, we wanted to make sure that we show him that we trust him, and he did a good job of putting him through the uprights. But, again, Dyson Roberts is the real deal. That's my guy. He had a 46-yard average. And, again, it's a good thing we don't punt a lot. He only punted a couple of times, but a 46-yard average. And then Aiden Weber was our special team player of the week. He did a good job. We moved him around to some spots where he can go hunt, and he did a really, really good job.
There was a middling time, Coach, in this game where we got down 17-10, which I'm sure fans were shocked. All of a sudden, we were controlling this football game, 10-10 at half. They go up. It seems we didn't get rattled as a team. We took control of the football game, and that pretty much ended it.
We were very resilient through it all. That's what I'm probably more proud of the team more than anything. We showed Bulldog Nation that we're always going to be in the game. As long as there's time on the clock, we're going to play for 60 minutes. That's the kind of football team we have. But the energy and the juice that the crowd brought us, man. I tell you what, our players were super excited with the support that we received from Bulldog Nation. Again, that means the expectation now, Bulldog Nation, is for us to pack it out each and every week. So, again, that gives us that energy, that juice that we need to take us to the next level. So we thank you for it all.
All right, we're going to take a break here on the Chennis Berry Show. When we come back, we're going to put Jaden Brogdon in the Players Spotlight and talk with Jaden. Coach, I'm sure is going to be excited about talking about Jaden. Good kid out of Moncks Corner. We'll talk about that. You'll meet him when we come back on this edition of the Chennis Berry Show. Hey, grab me one, too.
Come to South Carolina State University. Here you'll find unlimited possibilities for wherever you want your college career to take you. Since 1896, we've trained generations of scholars and leaders, building a legacy of excellence. Explore our stellar academic programs, including nuclear engineering, military science, biology, education, computer science, agribusiness, and more. Enjoy student-focused activities and organizations and discover your passion. Dare to be great. Enroll now and join our legacy of excellence at South Carolina State University.
Go Dogs, and welcome back to this edition of the Chennis Berry Show as we talk Bulldog football with the head guy, Chennis Berry at South Carolina State. We're going to go to our Players Spotlight. Coach, all summer long, people talked about the kids transferring in, some from Division II schools, not being able to play at this level. Jaden Brogdon has done a wonderful job of disproving all those rumors.
JB, man, it brings joy to my heart to talk about JB. That's my guy. When we see each other, we don't even handshake. We hugging each other, man, because I love that guy. And I love all our players, but he's just special. He was a young man that came with me, and he was a AFCA All-American at the last school we were at, and I knew he was going to play well. He's what we consider one of our good guys. He's making plays all over the field. He's a great human being from right down there in Charleston, South Carolina. I'm just so proud of JB. Jaden Brogdon is the real deal on and off the field.
Folks, meet number one in the program and number one in our hearts, Jaden Brogdon from Moncks Corner in our Player Spotlight.
My name is Jaden Brogdon, and this is the Player Spotlight.
Were there ever any doubts you could play Division I football, and how did you know?
Yeah, coming out of high school, I didn't have really too much offers coming out of high school. I thought I was a D1 football player, but I guess coaches didn't see the same. You know, coming from COVID football, it wasn't a lot of recruiting going on. So, and my size, you know, being 6'1", you know, a little small, you know, not the type defense end they look for at the Division I level. So, it was a lot of doubts there.
What is your secret sauce? What do you do that makes you a special player, like additional film work, training methods, more work in the weight room?
Well, for one, technique. I say technique. Technique is the number one thing for me because, like I said before, being undersized, you know, you got to be real good with my hands, feet. You got to be fast. You know, you got to know when to work, move, when to counter, when to do all that. So I think technique-wise, you know, being a technician, really honing in on my craft, really footwork, you know, footwork, fit, finish.
What are the strengths of your game, and how do you take advantage of them?
Pass rushing. Pass rushing is one of my strengths in my game. I look at pass rushing like an art. So like if you're seeing on social media receivers having an art, I look at it as like an art. You know what I'm saying? It's the littlest thing that will separate you from either getting home or not getting home. It can be the littlest steps. A step can take a second away from the quarterback throwing the ball. So I think pass rushing is my number one key thing with me.
What is your major, and what interests do you have outside of playing football?
I'm an accounting major. Outside of football, I would say probably being an accountant, getting my CPA, and starting my own business. My first interest was being a therapist because I know how to talk to people, and people can come to me and just talk about anything, you know, feelings or whatnot, how they feeling, you know. So I feel like being a therapist is probably gonna be one of my key things. Yeah.
How has the transition to South Carolina State worked out, and how do you feel your new teammates have accepted you?
It was a great move. You know, just moving 45 minutes down the road, you know, more closer to home. The guys here in state, you know, it's like a brotherhood. These guys, you know, they at first they didn't know nothing about us because, you know, we came from visiting and everything. But as we went through the summer, the spring, and now fall camp and all the hardship, you know, I feel like we come together as one. So I feel like it's a great brotherhood, you know. I feel like I got some guys that really got my back.
Hey, JB, hey, we really want to tell you thank you, and we appreciate you coming on here and you know, leading the player spot.
Go Dogs, no problem, man, no problem, anytime.
Your home is where your memories live, where you laugh, and where you love. We understand the importance of the valuables under your roof, tangible and intangible alike. So no matter what's around the corner, we'll be there, offering you and your family the support that's made Farm Bureau Insurance a trusted name for nearly 70 years. You deserve more. You deserve a promise.
Go Dogs, and welcome back to Inside South Carolina State Athletics with Bulldog head coach Chennis. Up next on the Bulldog slate, a trip to Cookeville, Tennessee. Coach, what do you know about Tennessee Tech?
Well, I'll tell you what, a good football team. They just had a big victory versus Gardner-Webb on this past Saturday, and good football team, man. They ran the ball really, really well, too. I think they rushed for over 300 yards versus Gardner-Webb, and they have a really explosive quarterback as well. And then their defense, man, I tell you what, they're playing some really good football, starting with the big guys up front. So they do an awesome job, man. They're a very, very good program. They have a new head coach as well. They're doing some good things. And we have to take that road trip to Cookeville, Tennessee, man. That's kind of out there, man. So we got to get in that mindset right, man. We're going to get on that road. It's close to Nashville, and we're going to have our mindset on the ultimate mission. The mission doesn't change. We want to come back to Orangeburg 1-0.
So we started talking about South Carolina State. We're going to take a moment just to talk about our defense and the Food Lion Sack to Give Back program for the North Carolina A&T game. Bulldogs had 4 sacks. We talked about Ashabil Hall, 2 of those sacks, Coach. It's nice to see the defense now starting to reap the rewards, and 1,000 meals go to folks in the Orangeburg area for each sack that the Bulldogs come up with.
Starts with the big guys up front. You'll keep hearing me say it. You know, when the big boys hunting up front, but not just them. You know, they have to do their job, but also our linebackers are part of that, as well as our secondary. Because our secondary got after it as well. So, you know, our defensive coordinator, Coach O'Daffer, is not ashamed to bring multiple people. And I tell you what, we do a good job, and we did a good job this past Saturday getting home. We always talk about it. All right, running all those games are cute, but we got to get home to the quarterback, and I thought we did a good job of that.
All right, Coach Berry, 1 game in Orangeburg in the books. Tell me about your first experience at South Carolina State.
Wow. That's all I can say, man. Just the atmosphere was just electric. You know, it's kind of felt like homecoming to me, man. It was like a homecoming atmosphere from the start to finish. When I pulled up on campus, you know, first thing Saturday morning, just to see all the RVs out, you know, people were already out tailgating and just getting their minds right. So they were treating it like game day as well. So, you know, that kind of lets me know the expectation on game day here at South Carolina State. And then, you know, when we had our Bulldog walk, man, I tell you what, that was electric. Just to see the people that come out and really support our young men. And they're out here early, and it was packed. And just to show their support, not just telling us you support, but showing us by being here in attendance. The 101 was out there. They led us down, man. Our cheerleaders, they led us through. And that was awesome. And then just the game day in general, man. Just the pregame, the DJ Worm, man, on the ones and twos, man. DJ Worm had it turned up. Just brought the excitement to the whole entire place. And then, when I looked on the sideline in pregame and just saw, an amazing amount of recruits that were here to be able to see our program. And whenever you can get people on campus, all right, not only to see your football program and things that we're doing, but just the whole overall university, the campus, the buildings, that's a win in itself. And then, last but not least, game day, man. Game day was special. Just to look up and see the Bulldog faithful up in those stands. And I know this is a rival, an old MEAC rival. That team chose to leave and go into a different conference. But we just wanted to welcome them back and just kind of remind them what Bulldog football was all about. And to beat A&T with the sizable margin that we did, that just makes it a little more sweet. And just, man, I tell you what, the band rocked the house with Pass the Peas. Get up for the Bulldogs. Everybody get up. I mean, it was just a turned up atmosphere. Garnet and Blue throughout. Just a great experience for me. And then looking in the end zone, man, with all the tents and all the supporters, all the people that came out to support. That's an expectation now. That's what I expect to see every week. So, again, you guys have spoiled me, but that's okay. I like to be spoiled. But, again, don't let me down. Super excited. But our young men, they did an awesome job of just giving you what you wanted. All you want at the end of the day is a victory. So I'm glad that we were able to taste victory and go 1-0 versus North Carolina A&T.
Let me tell you something, folks. At the end of the ball game, my feelings were expressed in the fireworks. When I saw fireworks at the Oliver C. Dawson Bulldog Stadium, I was like, fireworks, that's exactly how I feel every time something blew up.
So is that just not, that doesn't happen every week?
Dude, I've never seen fireworks at a football game, but I tell you what, it's out there now.
Well, I tell you what, that's an expectation then. I tell you what, my family told me after the game, they was like, the fireworks were phenomenal. They talking about this show. So guess what, Bulldog Nation? That's an expectation now. So again, excited about it all, but hopefully we can bring a firework type of game each and every week when we come to our fans here at Oliver C. Dawson Stadium.
Folks, we want to thank our sponsors, Founders Fellow Credit Union, Prisma Health, South Carolina Educational Lottery, Orangeburg County, Healthy Blue, Pepsi, MUSC, Food Line and their SAC to Give Back program, and Davis Toyota for the keys to the game. Folks, we hope to see you this week coming up in Cookeville, Tennessee, and at the Oliver C. Dawson Bulldog Stadium. We'll play home again, of course, next week, right here on the Chennis Berry Show.
Go Dogs.
Go Dogs.
In the field, on the field, everything we do, we dominate. That means kill a fly with a sledgehammer.